Well, there are two factors that will determine whether we will see that manifestation in 10 years, in a decade. The first factor must be the availability of resources. The budget for youth development has been very paltry, just like we talk about the budget for education. So when you look at Nigeria's overall budget, what quotient or what percentage is for youth development? Right now, I'm not sure it's above 10 or 11%. And it's just gone up under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You check, so when you look at the demographics of youth population in this country, you put that against the the, the budget, you see the gulf between it. So there's no country that has been able to solve youth, both youth unemployment, investment in youth, without deliberately allocating massive resources. Because the question that comes is in scalability. If you have 50 million youth waiting for quality education, what support do they get? If you have 50 million youth waiting for funds for entrepreneurship and you only cater for 250,000 out of 50 million or 5 million, it's as if you've done nothing. And that is limited to some number because the funds available cannot take care of everyone. So funding is important. And that funding should be a compact one. Funding to come in from corporate and then private sector and public sector. And how can you achieve that? By designing policies and initiatives to which the corporate can buy into it. And corporate, they only plug in and invest into a policy that has deliverables, that has M&E, monitoring and evaluation, that has transparency, that has a level playing field entry for beneficiaries. So we must adopt that template and then the funds can come in. Why were we able to bring in funds from Dangote and Adebutu Keshinti to fix the National Stadium in Surulere and the Abuja Moshood Abiola Stadium? Because we embraced the template of the private sector. We said, look, we have this to do. You have a CSR. Now we have this stadium. These are the problems we have. Can you commit to fixing 3 or 4 of this? They say yes. You don't have to bring the money to government. You do the procurement process. Do the procurement process, choose the person that will do it, and then monitor along with us for delivery. And that's what happened. That partnership worked. Transparency, accountability, quality control, monitoring and evaluation, all of that worked. We also developed a matrix of SIPs. We call them strategic implementation partners. We didn't even know COVID-19 was going to hit. But when we came in, we saw digital skills were necessary. How do we partner with the leaders in this area? IBF, Microsoft, and Google, my business. We quickly sat with them, AFDB, to say, look, this is what we want to do. We want to build capacity. We want to upskill our youth. During COVID, we didn't know COVID would come. We were able to train over 300,000 Nigerian youth online. So when there was COVID, people couldn't go. People were busy earning new skills, upskilling themselves, and earning certificates online. By the time COVID left, they could go out with improved CVs. So you must have the right policies, well designed, that matches what the market requires. There's skills mismatch in this country. We're not providing the skills that the companies and the economy needs. Right now, the skills needed in this economy is different from the skills needed in the US. So if we're developing policies that is training people for skills that they will have to travel out to go and use, no, we're not helping the economy. And we're also deliberate. We found about 15 different skills that were critical. One of them that we found very lately before I left was cybersecurity. We saw that the jobs available in cybersecurity in this country alone, was almost 8 to 10 million. And all you need for that is 3 months, 4 months, get a certificate, stage 1, stage 2 in cybersecurity. So you can, every organization, even individuals at home, you get your laptop, you want to build up a firewall, you want to make sure they can't hack into your phone. That part of that is cybersecurity. We live in an age of big data. Most of us store data on our laptops. Companies store sensitive data. Government store data. You need a cybersecurity expert, 3 or 4 in your system, to make sure that the systems are working well. You understand? Because there's interconnectivity of all these devices. You don't want storing something and then somebody in Russia or somewhere can see it. You want to protect, your patent and the rest of them. So we started training the young people. The first training we called for, almost 5,000 youths applied. And we got them trained. For the second level, they had to pay because we funded the first part. The second level became slightly expensive. So we just chose a number of them. If we had resources, we would have just graduated those 5,000 people. Up to today, cybersecurity, there are millions of jobs there. So it's about resources. It's about having the right programs and initiatives. And it's about making sure that the template you choose is favorable and acceptable to the private sector. Government fund alone cannot deal with youth investment. It must be some partnership.